Barack Obama, he's like, man, he's like Sherlock Holmes looking into the price of oil. Why is it so high? Can't figure it out. But he's going to investigate. He's going to get the big magnifying glass out. Now, no doubt it's the super evil oil companies out just to gouge America's eyes out, along with the doctors that are cutting children's feet off. That doesn't make sense because the oil companies have to sell gas to people, and if they can't afford it, then they'd go out of business. So that doesn't really work. If the president wants to find out why oil is so expensive, he might want to try thinking about the EPA. Because the EPA today told Shell, the evil oil company, that it can't drill in Alaska this summer as planned. No! Now that one move flushes $4 billion of Shell's money right down the drain and jeopardizes the oil pipeline in Alaska. Mr. President, does that make gas prices go up or down? The oil companies need people to keep buying their product or they don't make any money. So what is it? What's happening? Now, that's what the president wants to know. But he doesn't suspect only the big oil companies. He suspects the evil futures traders, the diabolical speculators. And he's having the Department of Justice look into it. The DOJ, the futures trading, speculators are traders, right? Futures trading, wouldn't that fall under the auspices of the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission? What do I know? I'm just a boob on TV, right? He's the president. Do you not have enough people in the FTC to make sure that you've got that down, or what's the deal? Of course, you really want to find the culprit. You should be looking at the Treasury and the Fed, because that's where the money printing is happening. I want to show you some charts again that I showed last week. You'll find them if you go to glennbeck.com. Go to glennbeck.com and see the data for yourself, and I urge you to send it out to your friends, because this is critical that you understand it, because the great shell game is about to happen again, and it will be blamed on the corporations and the banks and the gas and everything else except the culprit. It's not about the oil companies or the speculators who were blamed for the high oil prices in 2008. It's not even about the Middle East. It's about the devaluation of the dollar. I'm going to show you some charts and go over, and these are what you find at glennbeck.com. This relationship between the cost of oil compared to the dollar. Here's the dollar. As it goes up, price of oil goes down. As it goes down, price of gas or oil goes up. What's happening here? It's almost a mirror image. Why? Did you know that the price of oil is pegged to the dollar? If you want to buy a whole big barrel of oil, you have to go to OPEC. And they got their hand out and say, pay me the money. Well, you can't pay with a yen, you can't pay with a euro. You must have dollars. So what happens is these guys have to change their money into dollars so it can go to OPEC. Now, if we're devaluing our dollar, what happens? This big hand just makes it, let's say, that's what happens. If you would buy, if they would accept it, if you could buy oil with gold, gold is going up. So is oil, both commodities. Watch this. Here's the dollar. It's the dark green. The dollar goes down and gold goes up. It's again, as it goes up, gold goes down, up, down, up, down. Got it? I told you to buy gold when it was $670 an ounce. I was called crazy for telling you to do it. Today, it closed at over $1,500. What was it, $1,511? That's insane. The 8th straight day it was up. Let me show you another one. Dollar versus the euro. The US dollar is measured against 6 other currencies to determine its value internationally. 6 currencies, the euro. The chart in here is the British pound, the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, the Canadian dollar, and the Danish krona. Here it is. Here's the euro, and here's the dollar. Oh, look it. Down, up, down, up, up, down, down, up. You get it? In March 2008, we hit an all-time low in the dollar. Since the beginning of this year, it's down another 6.4% against the 6 other currencies, and it's about to fall through the floor. QE, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you've heard of QE or quantitative easing. But what that basically is, quantitative easing, it's a made-up name. That just means this: print more money. Push it out. Today, the Dow was down 26 points, closing to 12,480. Look at the market activity over the past year or so, because you'll watch quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is ending, and the market goes down. Oh, quantitative easing, they're going to do it, they're going to do it. It starts. Got it? Caused investors to warn of seismic shifts in the market. If something wasn't done, you've got to print more money. So the markets dropped. Then look what happened when the Fed announced the good news that QE2 would start. Market went up again. Tunisia uprisings. Look at this. The Middle East is on fire and it still goes up. But here, we'll finish this in a second because I have to show you a couple of other charts that you didn't see last week. These are critical because the booger bear, as Mike Huckabee says, the booger bear is the Fed. And that's no conspiracy. The numbers show it. When you have to figure out who's causing my gas and food prices to go up, it is the Fed. More in a second.